Okay, now we play the waiting game to make sure that everything's working online. Should take just a minute to get everything set up, so I encourage that you just skip ahead by a few seconds. So yeah, I think everything is in fact working. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the game, and I'm going to step back just a little bit. Then I'm going to check the audio real quick. Okay, I think audio should be fine. So, yeah, audio is fine. Okay. I was just using that as a test because I didn't have the volume up very much. Trying to keep the music down. So anyway, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the video. I'm probably gonna edit this little part out. So anyway, welcome. In today's video, we are going to actually tour the entire city world that I've been working on since June or May 2014. I can't remember exactly which month, to be honest with you. Before we get too far into it, if you want to role play with me, here are the steps. I mean, you will literally spawn in this room. There's our invite code. You join that. We should be pretty much good to go after that. DiscordApp.com needs to be updated to Discord.com. So, yeah. And then this is where you go to actually RP with me. And then these are the two like rules, I guess. If it's giving you issues, you need to ask me for help. If you join, you need to join the channel every single time. So anyway, once that's done, well, I have permission to walk out the door. Most people don't. But anyway, I'm going to start with the airport, and we're going to kind of work our way. I'm trying to think, should we do the... Well, let's see. There's less stuff down south, and there's more stuff up north. And then there's a lot of stuff to the east, not as much to the west, but close behind. So the point of this video is to just do the entire city world. So I'm going to be talking a lot. If you don't like that and you just want to see like some cool world footage, just kind of skip around the video and mute me, I guess. I hope you don't do that. So anyway, here's the map as of right now. I think that little bit of road is still technically wrong. I'm working on an airport out here to complement that one. That's the university that's new to 2020. And then pretty much what you're looking at right now, and whatever's being blocked by the block, that's basically what's been there since console edition, but just greatly expanded. So anyway, this big blue building, I guess we could start with this one. Get this one out of the way, because I know it looks like a giant hospital. I know it looks like a hotel. So this entire blue complex, as giant as it looks, you might be thinking, oh, well, isn't that the college? No, it is not. This is actually my entire mansion. It was originally just that little bit over there with some of this. That building was separate. And basically all the land bridges connecting everything, and this land bridge, that was 2016, 2017 ish. So they've been around for a while. Somebody in that neighborhood kept trying to make their house bigger, so I one-upped and made mine bigger. It's definitely got an older style to it, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it untouched. The land bridges are named, and the complexes are labeled. I'm creating a Word document, like, kind of every now and then. I'm working on it, and I'm trying to, like, figure out what everything's going to be. I haven't touched it in forever. I think the last time I touched it was when I started, to be honest with everyone. But long story short, I do have a Word doc, and I am going to, like, write the story behind all this in terms of, like, when it was built, what everything's for, that kind of stuff. Moving along, we have the camera set, like the camera center, I guess. So you have the lower part that can get a pretty good shot of the drummer. And then this one up here can also get a good shot of the drummer and just the rest of everything. There's a lot of close-up camera dollies right here. You're supposed to sit in them, turn off your HUD, and then you're basically a camera at that point. I am going to say a lot because it's like, what, 115, 116. So, anyway, this is the Wall of Talent. Basically, if every single band on this list performed at this stage, it tells you when they would have done that. And they're pretty much all of my favorite artists of all time. I need to put Korn on here because that's one that I'm starting to dig quite a bit. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to go north or south. We'll go north, and we'll kind of just follow, I guess, the history of the city. We're going to skip this neighborhood because it's kind of big, and we can come back to it. Let's see. So there's the original Jaguar Co. building. It's a reconstruction, or recreated version, I should say. It's a recreated version of it. Sorry. It's, again, 115. So, basically, it does not have the full interior. It has the full downstairs, but that's about it. Here's the original distribution center. So basically, people that worked for this one would order stuff, and then this place would kind of handle like the logistics and stuff. And it was like a delivery point, and it was also a place where people could go and I guess they could order stuff too. Maybe not so much over there. There's the Jaguar City Investigation Bureau. So FIB, JSIB. Or well, FBI, I should say. It was inspired by the GTA variant. This is the Jaguar Co. building. I will get back to this one because this one's just pretty much got enough content for its own video. You know, a good 5-10 minute video could definitely cover that building. I guess we could kind of just work our way around back toward my house after we go down this street. So, this is Jaguar Plaza. It was renovated in 2016. The interiors were duplicated if the floor was blank in 2020. This building is Jaguar Garage. It's a parking garage that you can actually pay to rent. It's been here since 2014, just like that building and this one, but not, again, this one has a lot of structure block modifications done to it. So, again, video on its own for now. Maybe I'll come back to it later. Let's see, we got this neighborhood right here that takes you down to the Illusions. These are some cloned buildings right here because I took out the buildings that were here. I didn't like them. They didn't fit the city anymore, so I put in ones that did. I guess we'll just go this way. I forget what I named this one. So Iron Towers Luxury. So I guess I didn't change the name. I thought I changed it to something else. So yeah, there's Iron Towers. It's a giant apartment complex. This is Borderline Heights because this is the map border. These signs are put in like 2015, so I'm surprised they're still there. This is the business center. There's a lot of towers and tall buildings. There's a strip mall over there. There's one on the other side of this one right here. You can see it's that darker building right behind it. There's the annex for it, the lighter brown, and then obviously the small one right there. There's the hotel. There is a hand-built replication of the distribution center. So, in 2014, we had this building, but over in the other location that I already covered, and I tore it down. I think in 2015, but I ended up rebuilding, or was it late 2014? I don't remember, but basically the building was gone. So what I ended up doing was I hand built a completed version of it in 2015. Fast forward to 2017 when I put the Jaguar Co. building back, the JSIB building back, and I'm talking about the little Jaguar Co. building, the first one. And basically I put in a hand-built replication of this building, but without the interior. Thanks to the structure block, I was actually able to take this version of it, which is how it should look in 2015 to now. It's actually held up really well for a 2015 take on something. I guess you can thank the 2014 aspect of it, because otherwise I would have probably redone this from scratch. But Anyway, I basically modernized the 2014 look, and it still holds up to this day. And so I took a structure block and took this and cloned it over there, so that way it would not only have this exterior exactly, but also the interior exactly. Not that the exterior was any different. So yeah, more tall buildings. We'll kind of get to that street later. We're gonna go to the illusions, and we're gonna start on this side of the illusions because it'll kind of take us back to the center, and then we can go into the western part, and then when we're done with the western part, we'll go down the road that is all the way at the end, and it has like another neighborhood on the other side, and it's also got like the concert hall and stuff, the movie studio, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the direction that I want to go. Back in 2016 or 17, I think it was 17, I built these houses, thanks to PS4 Remote Play and some others, and I guess just PS4 in general, but built them usually while I was at school. I worked on them. This is the original one. It was not built by me. There's the house that Skier made. This one was supposed to kind of fit the plans IRL that we had. So like I wasn't gonna move into a house that looked like this or anything, but the way our planned new house was supposed to be, because we were gonna move to a neighborhood in southern in like the southern part of my city, and it had annexes, so or well, just a giant annex, and basically I wanted to build a house that kind of had that, so I made it very obvious that it was being annexed. The house was supposed to be built in like the early 80s, and then this annex was supposed to be like the later 90s to kind of fit this stuff, so that way when you drive by down the street, when you look over here, you don't see a house that doesn't fit. You see the annex of a house where the annex actually looks like it fits, I guess. So back in here, we have a clone of a house that you guys will see later. We have a park. We have a house that just kind of sits on its own. This was my very, very lackluster job of trying to create a modern house. And yeah, that covers Patience Court and that road. As for Spaghetti Trail, we have a clone. We have a house that Ashley Smashley made. We have a clone. A house that NASCAR made. A clone. The original. The follow-up clone. Skier's house that he made. He does not live in it, nor does he play anymore. This one is actually quite cool. So I took a structure block and I took that house and I just kind of made that work. So just be glad it did. This is Smurfy Bug's house. He doesn't play with us anymore or anything like that, but this was his house and it's virtually untouched. It's even got the original bathroom and the original bedroom, as well as mostly the original living room, but it's kind of burnt. I think there was a fire in here at one point. The kitchen was going to be remodeled a few years ago, but it never ended up happening. This is the Swag Palace. I'll come back to this one in a bit, just to show you what it looks like. On the inside, this is the baby version I made, I think back in like 2017, 2018. This house was supposed to be inspired by this one, but I purposely made it look like this so it wouldn't match that. Whereas with this one, I purposely made it look like this one. So I do know how to copy buildings, quite well. But this is back when I was trying to make my own version of this, and I needed it to look different. This is the back of the house that was never actually finished, and it's still not finished. But basically in 2014, Skier made a piece of this house, and that was it. It didn't have the back of it, basically. It just had the front, so we improvised the rest of it. This house was actually built in a live stream earlier this year, so be sure to check that out. You can actually watch me build it and why I chose this one. So I'll just let you guys go find that live stream. It's called Megadeth in Minecraft. I think I made it in April. This is the house that goes across the street from it. It's got 3 floors. I might have shown it off in that video. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's basically Ibba's house. Doesn't play here. Let's see. This is Ethan's house, so he doesn't play here anymore. There's a lot of people that don't play here anymore, but it's always going to kind of be their house. This is A. Myers' house. He actually Snapchatted me the other day and said that he drove by my city. So, still need to meet up, bro. This is 6 Illusion Drive. It is currently being worked on, and it matches that house in terms of color scheme. The styling is rather similar. I need to get back to work on it. That is the original pathway. That's why it looks kind of tacky. It's from 2015, 2014 maybe. I'm not sure. So yeah, we're kind of back to the end of this area. So this is a house that Ashley Smashley made in 2015. This is the house that resulted when I screwed Ashley over and she had to rebuild her house after I told her, sorry, I'm not gonna, go back for, an older save data where your house wasn't griefed by 2 people that did not like her for some reason. They were like jealous because I guess she was a better builder than them. I don't know. This is another Ashley Smashley house. That's an Ashley Smashley house. That one was built by Skier. I think he got it from the internet and just improvised the rest of it. And then this is that lackluster house, but rather I think somebody else made it, and it's a lot better than the one that I made, but it's the inspiration for that lackluster one. Alright. Now that we kind of covered that, let's go to TP at S. I need to move this gear shifter because I was playing some TDU2 earlier. I might upload that video. I might not. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I cannot reach my number pad with that gear shifter in the way. So we're going to do 0-105. There should be nothing up here. Okay. So we'll kind of go down this street right here. Again, I'll kind of cover more of that stuff right there. Because like I said, this is a full-on tour, and we're going to cover pretty much every single thing. There's some stuff in the southwest I'm not going to be able to get to anytime soon. So if you want to see what's down there, you're going to have to skip ahead. Because my plan is to eventually get to that northern road. Maybe I'll touch on the north project that I started a few years ago. Never really did anything with it. Made some progress earlier this year, but not much. Alright, so this house right here is the closest one. If you are my mega fan and you want to live in a house that is literally across the street from mine, this is the one. The cost of it is just every day, because my house is basically not allowed to affect the value of this one, because that property is just so massive. You should not compare them. It's like, oh well, if you make your house nicer, all the other houses go up in value. Not with that. It's basically they're independent. It's like there's a country border in between them. Like, it just cannot do that. Otherwise, these houses would sell for millions upon millions, because that one is supposed to be worth $1 trillion at least. So this house, and that house were all built in 2014, along with this one, actually, that little shack thing. They were renovated in 2015, a little bit in 16, probably 17. I know they were renovated in 18. I don't think I renovated them last year, but they have been brought up to modern spec, code, whatever you want to call it. We can go inside of one of them just to kind of show you like what all that modernization is done. So basically this is just an empty room. This is the garage, and it does have I think the original light fixtures. It's got the original garage door. It does not have the original kitchen. It does not have the original bathroom, or bedroom for that matter. So yeah, everything is up to code. It just needs a toilet seat. So Let me go back and put that on real quick. It does have the original privacy system. That's one I didn't really expect to see, but then again, I kind of did. Just because I don't really touch houses like this constantly, so like if it has something I did years ago and it's still there, just don't be surprised. Let's see. So yeah, it does have the bulge sticking out still. I'm not sure if there's a way to like simplify it or anything, but that would be kind of nice. And also, the reason why it has a privacy system is because back when this house was built, there was no such thing as anything other than the oak doors, and the oak doors look like this, just windows for days. So anyway, this house is let's see, it's got a renovated kitchen. It's got, yeah, it's been modified. It's not original. Maybe the floors, maybe some of the lighting stuff, but other than that, it's pretty much not original anymore. This one right here is definitely renovated. Now this one actually has a cool feature that, with a little bit of evolution and updating, I was able to make it just one switch. Well, almost. I would assume that this stuff right here does not work. Alright, yep. So, it appears that this needs to go over one, and this needs to go over one. Now let's try it and see if it actually works. Only halfway. Okay. So yeah, I'll have to come back to this later. So usually it's supposed to close the whole, like it's supposed to block out the whole window, but you know, you just have to blame the Bedrock edition for that one. So I'll have it fixed probably later. I mean, I don't even know if I'll ever fix it because nobody's gonna come in this house and use that like 9 times out of 10. This house was built, I think, in 2015, renovated over the years. This is not the main road that I was talking about, but we're getting closer, I guess. It's just on the other side of those trees. You can actually see a path where the road would be. So this is a clone, I think. And then this one is hand-built. So, just more houses. Not too much to see. So, I know that this big one right here is something we're talking about, and I'm glad that it's actually ready to be showcased. So, this one I made back around the middle of April. And this particular house is just... I'm absolutely in love with it. There is something about this house that I just absolutely adore. I don't know if it's the colors. I think it's just everything put together. So kind of the backstory of this one. So shortly after I made the Dan Lag's house in Megadeth and Minecraft from April of this year, what I ended up doing was I was thinking about making another one. But I wanted to do it myself rather than copy at Dan Lag's house. And I'm not even sure if there is another one I would want to copy anyway, because some of them fit the terrain, some of them just don't look as good as I want them to, you know. So I came up with this design as, you know, as a result of trying to figure out what I want to do. And the basic idea is just layers upon layers of things that stick out from other things that are sticking out. And what you get is you get this very, very interesting design where like this part of the house is sticking out of this part. This part is slightly pushed back compared to this one. This one right here is just the forefront of it all. It's the grand entrance, if you will. This one's supposed to look more like an annex. In fact, this whole side of the house right here is supposed to look like an annex because everything else is pretty much in line with where it should be if the house didn't have it. So I guess you could call that an annex. Maybe with the blue part as well right here, you could just call at least this piece right here an annex, because the house could probably survive without this extra part right there. We have the garage kind of tacked on. On the side, so I have a custom shader that I found through a YouTuber, and like how to put them in and stuff. It was actually really easy, but basically that's why there's like a weird like shading error right there, I guess. It's just part of the shader, but there is a window there. It is not tinted or anything. It's just the shader. So I don't want that to kind of distract you from it, because I mean, if we want to switch over to the PS4 real quick, let's see, TP at A at S, so that'll bring the PS4 over, where you can actually see this is what the house should look like, and you can see there's a bit of a shading thing going on right there. So that's what the house should look like if you just come on here and you don't have a shader. But if you have a shader, it's going to look more like the one on my PC. So that is that house. It is the only house in the entire city that has its established year as 2020. It is the... Yeah, so EST 2020. So the house was supposed to be originally built in 1986, because the rest of the neighborhood is 70s and 80s, but this particular one is completely rebuilt in 2020. The property was established in 1986. This house right here was built in 2014. It was supposed to be a TDU2 based house, actually. It's kind of funny because I was playing that game earlier, and like I said earlier, I might put footage from that online later. Gotta edit out the driving mistakes so you have the clean footage on how to actually, you know, complete everything, because I don't know, it was so weird. I was like playing a race earlier, and I was actually about to lose, and I'm like, how the heck am I losing? So I just decided to redo it, and I'll put that one in instead, because that's the good one. That's the one that you guys want to see, because, you know, I don't know why anyone would want to watch a racing YouTuber lose unless it was like the epic fails type of video, but that's not my intent. So anyway, back to Minecraft. So yeah, that house was built in 2014. It's also got the original fountain that Amar's made. So still there, buddy. I never tore it down. So this right here is actually part of the original 2014 version of the street. So the street came to a dead end, and what ended up happening was the road kind of got wide, so that way you could like do a U-turn or something, or at least a turnaround, I guess. And this is pretty much the end of the road. And what came out over here was a path. So the path went all the way down here, and then it made a right. And in previous videos of my city, you might have seen two houses kind of right next to this one. And there was a street that used to go through here. Well, what I ended up doing was I got rid of the street, and it turns out that the pathway was actually buried underneath those houses. So when I saw the houses with the pathway under, I was like, you know what? It's time to get rid of the houses. I want to put the pathway back, because, well, it's been here since 2014. And just to further prove that this is the original one, this road used to not exist. But as you can see, directly across from it, it continues. So if you go back and watch one of the videos where there's like a sandstone house, and then there's like a sand and sandstone house, like kind of where this one is, and then there was another house next to it that was like, had like a car in the driveway and stuff. Well, underneath it, actually, it was more like right here. I guess it's about where that house is. So anyway, underneath it, the whole time there was a pathway. So I put it back, blended it nicely with the existing sidewalks that I've put in over the past few years. So there's that. Moving along, so here's the original version of one of those cloned houses in the Illusions. This one was made by someone that I don't remember. This is a clone from Cobblestone Way. I'll get back to it later. This one's hand built. There's a bunch of them. So as of right now, this street is called Dubachi Drive. The one that goes and has like those houses that I mentioned earlier that were made in 2018. You might have seen the address. I'm sorry, 2014, renovated in 18. So that's Axel Road, that street that this one connects to. On the other side of this house over there at that intersection, that is Vapid Road. This is Winter Grove Parkway. So here's the original version of one of those cloned houses. This is Adler Drive. It's been here since 2014, so I should know that one. It goes right next to my airport. And we got a gas station. We have a house that dates back to 2014. We have another house that dates back to 2014. There's the blue house on Axel Road. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover everything tonight. All these houses in this area usually have an interior. I know these three do. That one and that one probably not the best interior, if any. That one does not really have one. But that one does. That one does. That one does. That one obviously does if it's a clone of another house. This one does. So, yeah. So this is Winter Grove Parkway. Just going to kind of fly through it. I'm not going to spend time on any particular one. Here's a clone of the one that's actually down there as well. So this house has been cloned twice. One in the Illusions or once in the Illusions, once here. You might have seen this house down the street. Well, this is the original one. This is one of the few houses where the garage doors are actually on the side of the house. It's a very, very rare design. You probably won't see it very much ever again. So anyway, this is Vapid Road right here. We'll go back in a sec. So there's not much to the left, so I'm probably not going to cover it until maybe later. Maybe if I go down to that southern part, I'll cover it. So this is a house that somebody came on and made. This one right here is just one that I never finished. I have a lot of buildings in this world, so you can understand my laziness, hopefully. So yeah, more houses right in here. Some of these are 2015, 16, 17, 18, possibly even 19. So here we are going back to Axel Road. We're going to teleport now to negative 512 and negative 500. Well, 10 and then negative 500. That'll kind of put us where I want to be. So yeah, here's a house that I'm going to start working on. If you look at any of the other houses, you can kind of see what it's going to look like before it's even built in terms of structure, not color scheme or anything. So this is the road that I just cannot ever remember the name of. I think it was supposed to be like Moonlight Parkway or something, or something with the moon or night or something. So there is a neighborhood up here. This house was actually kind of inspired by that one we were going to move into. It looks a lot nicer than the like the 80s one. And off the back, there is a balcony, which was completely inspired by the one that we were going to move into. We never did. We're actually still in the same house. So yeah, here is, I think it's Power Drive. And then kind of hooks into this part of the city. So I will briefly cover this. There's not much up here. That's an apartment complex. It looks like the same thing on the front, except it's got doors. But even then, I think the doors are just straight back to the other doors that you can actually see right there. There's a strip mall that I took other strip mall designs from and just pasted them. It was originally going to be made out of sandstone, so that tells you that I definitely used the structure block. Here are the towers. So this is original, that one's original. This one is original. The one below us is original. You can't see it, but it's actually this big thing right there. It's actually a building. And then this right here is original. Everything else is a clone. We'll go over there in a sec. So we're actually flying up behind the Jagmart right now. So that is the Walmart of Jaguar City, basically. It's called Jagmart. Because, well, Walmart is not always, like, the best thing ever. But then again, I'm trying to go for creativeness. Nothing against Walmart, but yeah. Let's see. So yeah, there's Jagmart. Here is a cloned apartment building. So that is the original interior of the original building. And what I did was on this one, because I cloned the entire building from way over there, you'll see it later. What I did was I took the interior of this particular building, pretty much untouched, and I just cloned it up, mirrored all the way up, and then I actually went over to the other one and, well, did the same thing, basically. So they all have the exact same interior no matter what floor you're on. This is the one without the pool and stuff, so at least you live next to the Jagmart and the concert hall as your entertainment, whereas the other one actually has a pool and an outdoor area. This is Cobblestone Way. We'll be right back down it in just a sec. So this right here is built in 2017. It's the Hallucination concert hall. So it also has a wall of talent. These are the names of the cameras, and it tells you like where everything is. Well, it tells you where everything is in terms of like where you can find a certain camera. So, yeah. Let me give you a quick tour of the concert hall. So I cannot show it as on screen, but for the most part, it just says F COVID-19. I don't want this getting demonetized, so I'm going to try to keep my camera down. There's a bunch of staircases in the back. The one on this side actually allows you to access the upper camera deck, and no matter where you sit, and like I said, I'm going to just point the camera down, and then I will slowly stop. But yeah, let's just say I kept going all the way up. No matter which seat you're in, you can actually see the top of the screen, which is right here. So you can actually see this part right here. It might get cut off just a little bit, but you can always see that block and below. So anyway, this is a deck where you can watch the concert from. I hope I didn't show it. Oh, there it is. Restrooms. So, this is the ticket area. Up here, like I said, this is the one without access to the upper camera deck. You can actually take the stairs all the way up to right there. So yeah, this was a really beautiful design for the time. I was inspired by the Danlags, like amphitheater or whatever it is. And yeah, that is basically, hold on, I gotta fly up enough where I can, there we go. So now you can't actually like see in very well. So that way monetization is still protected. So anyway, back to I guess the tour. Here's a house that is cloned from this one. This one is the original one that's found in the Illusions as a clone. So yeah, like I said, that one's the original. This one was built in 2017, I think, because I was actually watching some old game capture footage of me actually building this house. The original like exterior. So yeah, this is Cobblestone Way. My favorite, my very favorite house of all time is definitely this one, because it's just so simple. There is a clone of it elsewhere, and there's actually a couple of them. This one's a good runner-up. That one's been in the world for a very, very long time. I just modernized it this year following the 2018 style, so, or the 2018, like, renovation style that I did years ago. 2 years ago. This is one of my favorites. It's just a masterpiece. It really sums up the rest of the neighborhood. Kind of getting back down to the illusions down there. I'm going to quickly go over those houses after I show you this. So this is actually the strip mall that I was trying to talk about earlier. Those are the businesses, in case you missed it. Moving on over here, we have houses that actually mean a lot more to me than it might seem. So there's something very, very special about this house and all three of them on this side. That's just a garage for this one, but that one's bigger, this one's slightly smaller, this one's the smallest, and then here's someone across the street. I know for a fact these three right here mean the most. I cannot remember if this one was actually one of them. It's always been one of those houses where it was built at the same time, but I don't know if it has the value of these these houses. But he actually just got a new phone the other day and he texted me, but one of my buddies from middle school who moved away like 6 years ago in March, he actually came on here and helped me build these houses on PS3. So that was back in 2014. This one right here is a 2015 house, but I completely renovated it. You can't even recognize it. And then this one is unfortunately a house that replaced one from 2014, even though I thought it was from 15 because of the ugly styling. So rest in peace to that 2014 house that I probably shouldn't have torn down. I was tearing down and renovating just everything that had 2015 written on it, mentally, just because that was the worst year of my world. That's when you could come on here and say, dang, this place sucks, Now it's really hard to do that unless you're like just an asshat. So don't be an asshat. Let's see. So this house right here actually has an annex on it. It used to just be squared off right there, but this little bit was added a few years ago, and then the roofs were all redone. I will definitely have to come back to the Jaguar building at some point. Let's see. We're gonna go to the other side of the world. Not far enough. Let's do 7. So a lot of these houses were actually built in 2015. Some of them have been modified since. It's basically just on it is essentially based on how much a person actually used the house that determines whether or not it's like actually like up to standards of today or not. There's a gas station clone because I just needed one out there. There were going to be a bunch of houses over here, but basically this whole area kind of got messed up when I brought it over to Bedrock Edition. So I probably should just take out those roads right there that go straight across, because I'm probably not going to put anything there now that the trees are there. Definitely need to fill in this area because it looks kind of like planned, whereas that over there looks a little more nestled in there. Like I guess that house looks a little more natural to the area, and the trees look natural. So I'll have to fix that. So next to the amphitheater or the concert hall is, well, the movie studio. So I guess I can cover those buildings next, and then maybe the Jaguar building. So yeah, this is just a set. It's actually a really nice house, and I might actually duplicate just like the front, and then I'll just build the rest of it to look kind of like this, so that way there is like an actual version of it, but it is 100% make-believe, and that is the whole point of it. That's gonna be a shopping center. I kind of just generated that like it's Google SketchUp. So I apologize if it just looks so weird right now, but there is going to be like a building with stuff in it, you know, shopping center and stuff. There's going to be a neighborhood behind it, and I got to fill up a giant area just because there used to be a race car track right there, but it got removed with, you know, again, bringing it over caused issues when it comes to console edition to Bedrock edition on PS4. So, I'm just going to quickly name off like what each building is. So that's an apartment. I think it's Hallucination branded. Actually, yeah, it is. That's the hotel that I mentioned earlier. That's just a business center, nightclub, business center, car dealership, apartment, unknown, probably business center. Because those have been there since 2015. And then those are all apartments right there. All right, cool. Jugger Co building. So in 2014, my buddy who actually helped me build the houses next to it, he and I both built this and that, and then there was still this area. So what I decided to do was I decided to build a new Jaguar Co building. And it was going to be 10 floors. And obviously this is 21 floors if you've counted. But that building was built in 2014. It was never actually finished until 2020 with just 10 floors. But because of the structure block, I raised it up to 21 floors. But there was still something wrong. And that was the fact that, well, there was no ceiling. It was just, whenever you looked up, you just saw orange. It was basically look up or down, you see orange, and we did not want that anymore. Well, I did not want it. I don't know who we is, but I'm sure a lot of us don't want that. So, anyway. Yeah, 2 a.m. for you. Anyway, so here's what happened. I took the structure block again. I accidentally lost the sign that had been on the front of the building for the last few years. I'll have to go back and like take a picture of it and remake it from scratch. But this one actually fits the front of the building. It says Jaguar Company, 1998, WHQ. It's supposed to be a screen that constantly shows that. A white screen seems kind of weird, but it actually fits the color scheme better. I already tried a darker one. I don't like it as much. It's not like the concert hall where it looks better if it's darker, like an actual screen. But anyway, it's just a giant screen. It says when the building was supposed to be built. Fun fact, that building over there was actually supposed to be built in 99. So it's kind of funny that the small, tiny Jaguar Co building, world headquarters thing, was newer than the newer one. And the newer one is so much bigger and better. One of the reasons why I wanted this one is because, well, I just needed something bigger. And I wanted something bigger, and that building was just kind of outdated already, and I didn't want this building anymore, or at least I didn't need this building anymore. There was a point where both of them existed in their original forms. Well, the frame of this at least existed, and then this one right here was still there, but I ended up removing them so I could change the structure of the road right there so I could come down further. Yeah, so 2017, I decided to put it all back, try to make it look original. So that's not the original building, but it's based on it. It looks identical, and it's also got the 2015 interior, like I mentioned earlier. But yeah, it's 21 floors. All the floors are based on floor number 9 of the original 10-floor concept as of 2020. At least the 2020 version. I remodeled it in 2017. I can give you guys a tour later. I would appreciate people not naming themselves that. Let's see. Next part. I'm going to show you guys an early version of... Hold on. I'm going to show you guys an early version of the college. So I'm actually working on this. It's been a little while since I worked on it because I've been playing other games and doing other things, but I would say back in like June or July of this year I started it. But this is what I have so far. I'm going to be using the structure block a lot to make sure that everything stays formatted, because it is a university and I want it to look, or at least resemble what mine looks like, but a different color scheme and, well, a little nicer, because they have like a 1940s beyond type of architecture where it's basically been the same since the 40s. They've just modernized it here and there, but I forgot what it's called. It's like Georgian or something. I don't remember. Yeah. So basically, that's gonna be like the administration center. That's gonna be the sports area. There's gonna be dorms. These are learning buildings for the actual school. Let's go over to this. So yeah, this will kind of bring me back around to where I want to go. Maybe instead of doing 1400, I should just do 400. Okay, I kind of know where we're at, but we're kind of north of where I wanted to be. Let's do negative 200. See where that puts us. Okay, this is better. This is better. I can work with this. So we're going to just cover this part down here real quick. I know where I'm at. This is supposed to be a giant shopping center. So anyway, here is a clone of one of the houses from earlier. This one is a clone of one that's around the corner because it got messed up. Same with the original one there and the original one here. The original house of this neighborhood actually used to sit right here, so it's kind of sad that it's gone. If I were to ever like actually start over with a fresh December 2019 copy where it's 100% hand built, yeah, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be exactly the way you see it. Yeah, these houses were 2016 and 17 for the most part. I didn't really come down here in 2018 and build anything. Well, I mean, I might have built this, you know, but I didn't do much down here. This one I actually just redid the roof on it, so there's a plus. And the interior was slightly redesigned. I think I also put a ceiling in there. There's the airport, so that kind of wraps this around. Yeah, as you can see, that got cut off. This is Ashley Smashley's neighborhood. So I'll just kind of do an aerial of it. The worst one is this one because I kind of messed it up. I was trying to complete it and I failed. Sorry, Ashley. You need to come on here and fix it. And then here's my favorite house again. There's the gas station. And then these over here are actually supposed to be clones. There's like 2 different types of house. So I think this is the one that's supposed to be the variant right here. Or it's just not even close to being the same. Here is the poor neighborhood, the hood. It was built back in 2014, so that helps. These 2 right here were actually built in 2016, so yeah, we kind of just, I guess, shitlorded. There's swastikas in there. It does not reflect me, but we were trying to make it like a very, very like trashy neighborhood and put trashy things in it. That's the context that I'm willing to stand by. It does not reflect me in any way. It does not reflect my beliefs in any way. We just wanted something trashy to put in there. Well, the swastika for Nazi Germany is pretty trashy because it represents a trashy cause and a trashy political party. So there's that. So this building was built in 2017, maybe now, or was it 16? I don't know. I just remember building it in like 2.5 hours. And then earlier this year, like maybe within a month or two ago, I jacked it up so that way it has ceilings. That's going to be a design trend that you'll see moving forward probably, is everything has a ceiling finally. Just by adding a little extra height, we can do a lot more. This one was actually just built with ceilings in mind, so that's why it looks better. It's kind of like playing a song in a certain guitar tuning and then you like retune it, whereas if you just record the song in the lower tuning, nobody will ever know that you wanted it higher. So here is Vapid Road again. And just fly through. There's not much else to really see because I think we've already covered all this. So that is a full tour of Jaguar City. I'm not going to go inside each individual house. I have decided as of right now I don't want to go inside of every single house. Maybe later, when I have more time, I'll do like an actual full tour. I would still count this as a full tour just because I did go like into a couple houses here and there and I did cover all of the sections. You're like, well, wait a minute. I thought there was like, other things, like, isn't there like a campsite and stuff? Yeah, but that's stuff that we can save for another video. So I'll probably do an in-depth tour where I go inside and show you all of the different houses. Like, we'll kind of just start on the west side of the map and go to the east side of the map. And I'll just go inside of every single building, even if it doesn't have an interior. Or at least I'll skip the ones without interiors, but I think this one was pretty in-depth. It's also 2 a.m., so I didn't want to like stay up too late because there's other things I got to do tomorrow. So with that being said, also that, by the way, that's actually gone. It's not updated. So let's see, we covered this, that, this. We did not cover any of that. That's where the campsites are, so you can go camping. We covered all of the illusions. We covered Cobblestone Way. Covered the Jaguar Co. building in short. Covered this main road right here that actually goes up and goes that way. Covered Ashley Smashley's neighborhood. And when I say that, she just built all the houses in it, basically. It's like her dedicated build zone. If she would come on here, I would literally just give her that entire thing right there. I don't even care what's up there. She can do whatever the hell she wants with it. She definitely has my permanent approval. Also, there were some houses over here that I did not cover. But there's not much to cover. It's not worth flying over there. One of them looks kind of like one of those houses in this neighborhood. It's actually right there, or my crosshair is. And it's basically the it goes up, down, up a little bit, and then down even further. It looks more like the front of that house, but it does not have like the pretty like arch shape. It's just it's basically the rectangles where they go up and they come out further. Like they go up by one and they come out by one, and then they get up to a point and then they go down. That's basically what the house over there is like, but it's just nothing but that. It's kind of ugly, but I definitely like my 2017 iteration where it's got a little bit of that and another design to go with it to make it less, well, weird looking. Anything else? Covered all the business areas, shopping center. I was maybe in an in-depth tour, I'll show you like each of the individual stores at that place. If you give me some time, I can probably get some more work done on the city, so that way when we actually do an in-depth tour, there's like actually some more stuff to show. But other than that, thank you for watching this live stream video, whatever it is. Let me put the Discord invite back up on the screen. So just type in that code. You'll join our Discord for City Life on console edition. It is not affiliated with the 5M community, City Life roleplay in any way, shape, or form. City Life on this YouTube channel has actually been around, or has been a thing longer than they have. So, yeah, if you want to come roleplay with me, definitely hit me up on Xbox Live Discord. All that stuff's gonna be in the description. So just hit me up, and you too can play on this world. I'm very open to people playing on my Minecraft city. Just don't expect perms, for like building and stuff, because I'm very, very, well, as you can probably understand, there's a lot of stuff here. I can't just trust, the first person I meet on the internet with access to completely annihilating my world, So, if you play here for a while and you kind of build my trust, I'll no longer consider you to just be a random person off the internet. I'll consider you to be someone I can actually trust. So earn my trust, get a build perm, or get the build perms, and you two can actually build on here even. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I kind of forgot about this little thing right here. This is actually a remake of a house that was built in a lost 2015 copy of the world that actually never had like a newer version of it. I had to go back and kind of start over at a certain point, and this house was not there when that happened. I think it was because the world's save data kept crashing my world. Like there was a bug with Minecraft, and every time I played on that copy of the world, it would crash. So we had to scrap all that progress and start over from October 19th instead of December 19th. Was when it was like having issues. December 18th of 2015. So anyway, I'll do an in-depth tour of every single building. Maybe I'll do it in parts, but yeah, also I don't know why the title says developing marijuana and other drugs, Patriot Life RP whitelisted. Like that is not my live stream title. My live stream title is actually full Minecraft city tour. So I'll have to change that. I'm sorry for the title being wrong if you were watching it live. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye. Have a good one. Be sure